guys, so this is going to be well, I guess technically the second video in my minimalism kind of decluttering series. So today I wanted to talk about food hoarding, and I know that that sounds like a very harsh phrase. I never really thought of it like that until yesterday, where I was on YouTube and a video popped up that I should watch, and it was a study about how Americans actually hoard food. And I'm like, it seemed interesting. The title, I forget what the title actually was. If I remember, I will put it in the description below so you could check it out. But it really showed how as Americans, we really do hoard food. I mean, we have these huge fridges and freezers, and we have extra fridges and freezers. We have pantries that you seriously could, feed a small army with. Yet in other countries, they were using Europe a lot, and I do know this, that in Europe, they have very small fridges and freezers, and they don't have a ton of food. They go shopping 3-4 times a week if they need to. They'll just go for a couple days. And lately, food has been an issue for me, and I don't mean like eating too much. That I'm fine. I feel like there is a ton of food in my house, and I just can't get a grip of it. I can't figure out why it is there's so much food, and then I feel like I go shopping and I bring more in and I don't know what's going on, and I feel like, yes, I try to make sure I don't, if I need something that if I'm having a meal, I do my meal plan, and I'm sorry if this video is all over the place. It has been a very long day. My emotions have been all over the place. The only reason I really wanted to do this tonight, because everything's fresh in my mind and I was able to collect my thoughts. But if this is all over the place, I truly apologize, but you know how it is. I keep it real. I'm in my pajamas, hair's a mess. It's, just put the kids to bed, so just bear with me. So as most of you know, if you have been at my channel before, you know that I meal plan. I will sit down and I will make a list for a week or two, depending on, how often I'm going to go shopping. I was doing every week. I've done every 2 weeks before. I've tried going monthly. Honestly, it's because I really hate grocery shopping. I used to have anxiety attacks going into the stores. I used to break out in hives, probably a good 10 years ago. For a while, it was really bad. And I think it was because back then I really didn't know about meal planning. I didn't know to go in with a list. Yes, I go in with a list to be like, okay, we are out of butter, or we need milk, or I'm going to cook this tonight. But I really didn't think ahead of it. Okay, what am I going to make tomorrow night? Or what am I going to make the next night? And so I'd go in and I'd just buy random stuff. And so I really didn't really know what I was doing. And now, yes, I do meal plan. I'll sit down and I'll figure out, okay, we're going to have this night, this night. And then I'll go, I make my list of the ingredients I need. And then, as you know, I will take that list and I will go check my fridge, and I'll take my freezers. I'll check my pantry to see if I have any of the items. But what I wasn't doing, which is totally my fault, is I wasn't going into my pantry and going into my fridge and freezers and see what was left over. I mean, yes, I would look and see that there was meat left over, but I wasn't going to look at what was left over and planning my meals that way. And that's kind of what this video was about. It was about using up what you already have and only going shopping for a few days at a time, and really how Americans have, it's convenience. We don't want to have to go to the store more than once a week. We want to have, we want to go to the big box club stores like Sam's and buy everything in bulk so that we don't have to go back for a while. And honestly, Sam's Club gives me anxiety attacks just thinking about it. I honestly, not yesterday, a couple days ago, I was trying to think of okay, I'm going to have to go get this. We really should go to Sam's because we go through it so much. But to think about going to Sam's was honestly freaking me out. This is how bad it's been lately. And if you guys have watched my channel, I go to Sam's. It doesn't seem to bother me. Lately, it's been really bad. So last night, I was up a lot. I did not sleep well. Even this morning, I was just humming and hawing after watching that video about why is it that I couldn't go to the store more than once a week. I mean, really, yes, most people, work, their husbands work, the kids are in 8,000 activities, you really don't have time for it. But for me, yes, I have small kids, but I could go more than once a week. There's no reason why I couldn't. My husband's home in the afternoons. I mean, he starts work at like midnight. So, I mean, he's home by noon, 1 o'clock. So there's no reason I couldn't go in the afternoon. And as most of you know, my mom lives with us and she works remotely. So she's home. So while the boys are napping, I could go if I didn't want to take them, or I take them. It does not bother me. So I really was thinking, like, why don't I go for just a couple of days at a time? Even if I like started off and tried going just for 3 days, excuse me, make my list for 3 days. So that way I'm only shopping for a little bit of a time and, not buying a whole week and having stuff go to waste. And as I was thinking of this, I was like, you know what, this really sounds like a great idea. Why don't I try it? But I really wanted to talk to somebody about it because I'm like, this doesn't just affect me. Like, yes, right now it's affecting me because I'm the one in charge. I know that sounded bad, but I'm the one in charge of the food. I'm the one that goes and buys it. I'm the one that prepares it. I'm the one that maintains it. So it really is mine. Like, let's just put it that way. And in the meantime, I was making the kids breakfast. I went to go get a banana for them, which I had just got these bananas. Today's Wednesday. I got them on Friday, okay? And they were green, okay? So they were not even ripe. I went and opened them today, and they were all bad. I'm like, how did they turn that quickly? And we hadn't even eaten them. It was a brand new bushel because I had gotten 2. We had just finished the other one yesterday, and then I got this new, we have this new one, and it all went to bad. And I was like, oh my God. Then like an hour later, they wanted an apple. We had like 4 apples. I believe it was 4 or 5 apples left. I can't remember exactly how many now. 4 or 5 apples left, and I went and grabbed an apple, and it was bad. And then I grabbed the next one, and it was bad. All 5 of them were bad. I'm like, oh my God, we didn't eat them. I'm like, and now they're bad, and I had to throw everything out. And it honestly was really making me very upset. I'm like, I just wasted all that food. Like, there was no reason for that. Like, had I only had gone for a few days and say our bananas hadn't gone bad, we hadn't eaten them yet, or say we did eat them and we didn't, I wasn't going to go to the store for a couple days, it wouldn't have been that bad. But it was like, I literally just threw all that out because we didn't eat it in time. And it went bad. So, because I bought so much at once. So, the more I thought about this, and after that happened, I was like, you know what, I really need to talk to my husband about this. I really have been keeping in all of my anxiety about this and how it has been bothering me for a while, because honestly, I just haven't had time to talk to him. And I know that sounds sad, but the way his schedule works, he comes home, he plays with the kids for a while, and then, he goes to bed. And then, we rarely talk during the day while he's working, and then again, it starts the cycle all over again. And on the weekends, we're doing family things, and then he's catching up on any errands he may have to run or projects and all that stuff. So we really don't talk. So I called him this morning at work, and he was actually able to talk. And I told him everything that I was feeling and how I felt like maybe I should try to go shopping for a few days at a time. So that way, like, say, like for example, tonight, like I was the only one who ate dinner. My mom didn't feel good, so she just had a bowl of cereal. My husband ate earlier. So it was like, if we have a ton of nights like that and I have food left over, like, now what? Now I'm going to keep getting food. So I talked to him about it, and I said I wanted to do for a few days at a time and see how that goes. And who knows, maybe it could save us money, maybe it could help us, eat healthier more than we already are. I've already noticed as we're eating through the stuff that's already in the house, because I've been trying to get it down, the snacks that we have left, or, stuff that the kids eat, they're actually picking out a snack and actually eating it, not just having like 1 or 2 bites and then want something else and then want something else, because there's just so many options, they don't know what they want. Excuse me. So I talked to him about this, and he was all for it. And my husband is very supportive, but yes, this is like, it really doesn't affect him, me shopping more than once a week. It doesn't bother him either way. But he even put it to me, he even said, he's like, when his mom was, working full time, obviously she's always worked, but when he was younger, he would remember she would go to work. On her way home, she would stop and get dinner for that night. She would stop at the grocery store every night and get dinner. I mean, obviously there was still food in the house, but she would stop and get the main meal every night. And like, yeah, there was like the staples in the house, but she would stop every night and get food. He goes, so going more than once a week doesn't bother him at all. So I thought of that and I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. So what I did was I went into my freezer. I found out what meals I had. I went into my pantry also and saw what was in there and what could be grouped together and what we really haven't used in a while we really should use up. And I tried to plan my meals that way. So I sat down, I have my list, I took a piece of paper, and I just wrote down Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because I'm going to go Friday to the store, and I don't have a meal for Friday yet. So I went in and I was like, all right, I have almost everything to make taco soup. I only needed 2 ingredients. So I'm like, we're going to have that Friday. I'll pick up the 2 ingredients, put it on my list. Saturday, I actually had everything we could use because of how much was in my freezer. And, my fridge and my, the house. And then Sunday, the same thing. I think I only needed like 2 items. And then I kept going and I was like, okay, well, Monday I could do this. Even though I was only going to do 3 days, I'm like, you know what? As I was already going through the pantry and stuff, I'm like, let me just see how many meals I have on hand if I only needed a couple of items. So that's what I did, and I was able to make 6 meals. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm only going to shop for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then as I was looking further on into the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the meals that I had planned out, I'm like, well, I only need like 2, I actually am looking at my list. So, I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then I just looked, I was like Monday, I'm like, well, I only really need 1 item, and it was the pork. And I know it's on sale at one of the stores I'm going because the flyer came via email today. So I happened to see it because I happened to look to see if there was anything that I was already picking up. And I was like, oh, well, the pork's already on sale. And that's all I need for Monday. So I'll pick up the pork so I don't have to go back Monday and get it because I would need it for Monday's dinner or go back Sunday. And then I looked on, I'm like, Tuesday, I need nothing. Wednesday, all I needed was the salmon. It's like, well, I would get that at Aldi's. I'm already going. I'll pick that up. So yes, I'm going to shop for more, but I'm only going... All right, let me rephrase that because I'm not editing this. So I went through and I was like, okay, I'll just pick up those 2 extra items, but I'm not going to get more than enough produce, fruits, veggies, the fresh stuff for more than 3 or 4 days. Because what if we got sick Saturday and then, okay, still have fruit, but then I had so much fruit, and we didn't end up using it. Like this past couple of days, my mom has actually been sick, so she hasn't been eating. So, the stuff I have that she would have had for salads, hasn't gotten eaten. Granted, it's fine. It's not going to go bad, but, I'm going to eat it, and I haven't made extra, but it's like, it was times like that, like, okay, if, say, I was planning on going shopping today, but yet I knew there was still stuff left over from the last couple of days, maybe I could wait and not have to go to the store for a day or 2. So, and I'm sorry if this sounds like all over the place. I am kind of crazy, and it's one of those things, but I think you all are kind of getting the gist. If you have any questions, please put in the comments below, and I'll try to explain better. So, what I did is I then, made my little list of what I needed to pick up. Anything that we were out of in the house, we're out of goldfish. But like I said, I saw the flyer. I know they're on sale at Food Lion, so I'll pick them up. So that kind of stuff that, we already knew we needed, we're already out of. And then I do have to go to the dollar store. Now, just because I get some toiletries there, but I'm like, I'm not going to, though I'm going for toiletries and stuff, that kind of stuff I'm not going to only buy for a few days. That stuff I will buy, the whole container. It's more the food aspect, but I also feel like I'm not going to overstock my toiletries also, like I have done in the past, because I feel like that's gotten to be too much. I know I'm going to be going through my linen closet, which has all of our toiletries and stuff in it, our medicine. I know it's like a mess in there every time I open it, so that is on my list of things to do, but right now we're just talking about food. But, so I made my little lists, and I'm like, okay, well, normally, I would be like, okay, well, we're going to, have breakfast this weekend, we'll have breakfast next weekend, and we'll, I would have made a much bigger list. So I don't know if you guys can see, but my list is very small at the bottom. I need, maybe a dozen things at Aldi's, maybe 8 or 9 things at Food Lion, and I mean, we need milk, we need, let's see, we need some yogurt, but I'm not going to buy like 12 yogurts. I figured I will just buy 3 or 4 yogurts because I'm only getting for a few days, and if I have to go back Monday or Tuesday and get that kind of stuff, I will. I feel like right now, though I actually was just in my fridge a little while ago, like one shelf is actually almost empty, and it was actually kind of, I really felt relieved by the fact that like, wow, my fridge isn't like overstocked. I don't know what's in there. Like I was able actually to see everything. It was like, oh wow, this really isn't bad. I don't know why I always felt like it had to be full. Like we're going to have like a famine or something and I'm not going to be able to get food. Like I just need to hold it back. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to really go through everything. I'm hoping maybe to clean, oh well, I am going to. We're cleaning out the fridge and the freezers. I'm hoping maybe my chest freezer we can stop using, and then that way, you know, maybe we can get rid of it, or, you know, see if somebody needs it, that, you know, friends of ours, and just get rid of some of the stuff. I mean, I feel like my pantry even is like, as if you've seen in some of my haul videos, like my pantry is always full. It's actually quite the large pantry, and I will, excuse me, show you guys once I'm done like cleaning it out. But like I would say it's like not even half full right now, and that's really, really nice. It's really actually, when I open it up, if it looked like this before I started having this food, you know, anxiety, I would be like, oh my god, I need to go to the store because there's like no food. It's like, no, there is food and we're perfectly fine. And though, yeah, we're out of goldfish and the boys, you know, have to snack on something else, but they're perfectly fine with that. And, you know, it's not like, oh my god, I have to go get it because that's the only thing they'll eat. It's like, no, they'll eat everything else. They're perfectly fine. So, so that's where I'm kind of at. You know, a few other things I noticed as I was cleaning up the pantry, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, I have so many Fiber One bars. I can't even remember the last time I bought them, but there's like still like 20, there was like 20 in there last week. Right, to my mom and I have been eating them up because they're not, they were all the same flavor. And it's like, okay, it had to be one of those, like I probably got it at Sam's and it was like, you know, 100 bars, probably not that many, but you know what I mean. And it was like, but all one flavor. So it's like, yeah, I kind of, yes, I don't mind the flavor. I obviously like it. It's like I think it's like the chocolate. And I do like it, but it's like, okay, after a while, it's like, can I get a little variety? So it's like, yeah, I don't need to buy the big box. It's like, okay, let's get the normal size box. It's got like, I don't know, it's like 5 or 6. And okay, when that's done, get a different flavor. If I want that same flavor, or maybe I have 1 or 2 left and then I get a different flavor. It's not like I have an overabundance. I mean, I had this like Tupperware container that was full of like random granola bars. And I'm like, I'm not buying any more until this tub is empty. Not full, empty. I'm like, I'm not going to buy any more until it's done. And as much as like I'm kind of getting sick of the chocolate flavor, even though I do like chocolate, it's like, no, I am not going to change. I need to just get rid of it because otherwise it's going to go bad and then I'll be throwing it up and I'll get upset. So I really hope that this like maybe helps you if you're having some anxiety with the food in your house, like too much of it, or maybe this has no relevance for you and you like having a full house full of food. I feel you. I've been there, but I don't know if it's just where I am in life, if it's just my anxiety manifesting this way. But I've just been feeling this way about a lot of things, but lately it has been the food has been a big trigger for me. So this is kind of where, and if the word food, if the phrase food anxiety, like I'm using it incorrectly, please let me know, but that's really just how I'm feeling. I know a lot of people have food anxieties and it's kind of like they want to eat too much or they, you know, because they have an eating disorder. I am not saying it's that way at all, and I apologize if I am using it incorrectly, but that's really the only way I can describe how I'm feeling. So I hope this helps you. If you have any suggestions on videos you would like to see as I declutter, please let me know. This will be ongoing, but this was just the first one I would do. So thank you.